All of the work that I do today, you're not about to shortchange me. It's not gonna happen. I am a high value woman. I'm letting God handle all things above. The things I can't change are the reason you love me. Listen, you can hear them calling my name. Hi, my name is Jasmine. I create a lot of content on self-care, how to become your best self, how to glow up. So if you like things like this, go ahead and join the family if you haven't already, and go ahead and give this video a like. Today, I wanted to talk about how to make adult friendships. More specifically, I want to talk about how to bring in high value friendships into your life. Now, I want to caveat this. Have I been the best friend to some people? Absolutely not. I'm human. I'm still learning. I have my quirks about me. But as I grow older and as my circle gets smaller, but then again, as I meet more people, I'm realizing the type of people that I keep attracting into my life. And I really like who I'm attracting into my life. And I think, quote me if I'm wrong, but a friendship breakup is so much more devastating than an actual breakup. There's something about losing a friend that is so gut-wrenching. And I have lost a number of them. And I've learned a lot from those losses. I've learned a lot from those friendships that I carry on into meeting new people and attracting new people into my life. So I want to talk about it. I want to talk about how to find high value women in your life or high value friendships, how to make friends, what does that first conversation look like, how to maintain a friendship, the people to avoid, everything that contains that. So if that sounds like your thing, you want to attract high value friendships, high value women into your life, then keep on watching. Let's talk about you first. Are you a high value friend? Are you a high value woman? This is something that I am constantly working at every single day. And I hate that the whole concept of the high value woman is even so controversial, because I think the highest form of love that you can have is such a self-respect, such a commitment to bettering yourself, such a commitment to yourself and loving yourself that whoever walks into your life, you know that you're gonna be fine if they walk out of your life, if they come into your life. People can only add to what you bring yourself. I don't know how that could be controversial, but then again, it's social media, it is. So what does it mean to be a high value woman, a high value person? This is my definition of it. It's gonna look different for every single person, but I think in general, a high value woman is someone that is so deeply committed to themselves, someone so deeply committed to bettering their lives, someone that refuses to compromise on their values, someone that has boundaries with themselves and with other people, and they are just committed to becoming the best version of themselves they possibly can. They hold themselves in this regard. They hold themselves as like, I've been through a lot of stuff in my life. I've learned a lot in my life. I know what I want out of my life, and it is a very beautiful life. And you're not about to come into my life and rock that, because I'm so solid within myself, and I do the morning routines, I do the night routines, I have the systems, I pour into myself physically and internally, that all of the work that I do today, you're not about to shortchange me. It's not gonna happen. I am a high value woman. Pouring into yourself and being a high value woman is so important because it shows you how you are going to show up for your friends, for your family, for your significant others. I always say, I always fill my cup up to 100%. And people get the leftovers, but I gotta get myself to 100%. I get myself to 100% is my morning routines, is my routines in my life. That's why I preach about them every single day. But you need to be good within yourself before you start inviting people into this bubble of yours. After you've worked on your own self, the second thing is, what do I want in a friend? Now, it's very important to not be desperate to make friends. The key word in that is make. You don't just want to go find friends and get whoever you want. Don't be desperate. You know what you've done in your life, the work that you've done in your life, and now you want to start inviting people into that bubble. You have to set standards, the same standards that you've set for yourself, for other people. I believe her name is Cammie from the Catfish show. on TikTok, she made a video on how she met her boyfriend or anything like that. And I did the same thing. But I want you to apply the same notion that I'm about to talk about to friendships. So when I was trying to manifest my boyfriend, and when you're trying to manifest high value women into your life, high value people into your life, you're going to make a list. And my list said my husband is. Your list might say my best friend is, or my friend group is. What you're going to do is you're going to list out all of the things that you value. And the easiest way to do this is to start backtracking the people that you do have in your life, the people that you don't have in your life, and start to see the traits that you do like from them, don't like from them. You might have had a friendship breakup with a friend and it might have ended bad, but they might have been really funny and you really appreciated every single time you called them up. They always had something funny to say and you liked that humor in your life. Write that down. My friend group is hilarious. We have best time laughing together. That's something that's important to you. Maybe you have a friend right now that's a really good listener. You call her up and you know that you're going to be listened to. You know she's not going to be distracted. You know she's going to ask questions. Like, you really like someone that listens to you and is inquisitive. You're just going to take a log of friendships, your familial relationships, your personal relationships, anything, and you're going to write down, and the top of it's going to say my friend group is my best friend. So this is how you're going to start to list out what is important to you, what you value, so that when you start to meet those people, you can start to cross-check if you're really just trying to find friends and you're desperate, or do these people actually meet the standards that I have set for myself and that I want in my life. This brings me to my third point. Now, there are low vibrational friends and then there's high vibrational friends. There's high value women, there's high value friends. Let me tell you what to look out for. Let me tell you something that is probably important to me. I don't know if it's important to you, but I've had a number of my friends in my life that complain a lot about themselves. That is such a red flag for me in friendships, for me in relationships in general. I personally struggle with a lot of self-esteem issues. I've dealt with a lot of confidence issues. I've since, poured into myself to be a high value woman, to correct those things, to work on those things. But when I am with low vibrational people that constantly complain about themselves, constantly complain about something, never think that they look good enough, it brings down the vibes. And because I deal with self-esteem issues, it can start to rub off on me, and then all of a sudden I'll start complaining about myself. All of a sudden it'll become normalized. You are who you surround yourself with. It'll start to become normalized. So I like to protect my peace by not even surrounding myself with people that always complain about themselves. If you're around me, you have to know you're the baddest in the room. I want you to get your hair done and be like, I look so good. I want us to go out on a night for dinner and just be like, I look so good. I smell so good right now. I like being around that. I like being around women that are like, yeah, I'm that girl. I'm that girl, because I get around that and it's just such a better energy, rather than you're getting ready with a friend or you're on FaceTime and they're always complaining like, oh, I always look terrible. Like, I never look good. Nobody ever wants me. I look fat in this dress. I don't look good. Like, and then they start making backhand compliments. Like, you think you look good. You don't need any of that low vibration. It's going to bring you down every single time. All of a sudden, you're not going to want to FaceTime that person anymore. All of a sudden, you're not going to want to hang out with that person. If you find they are constantly bringing down the conversation, if everything you talk about is complaining and it's negative, then that is a negative relationship. The second thing that I personally look out for is and maybe you're fine with this, if I'm the therapist friend. There's a very thin line between becoming the therapist friend and being a friend that listens and that's inquisitive. It's a very thin line, but it's an important line for me. You are always calling me up because you know that I'm going to be the friend that's always going to listen, that's never going to really talk about myself, and you can just trauma dump on me every single day, whether you're complaining about a guy, whether you're complaining about a relationship, you're complaining about anything. It is so fine to be vulnerable with a friend, but trauma dumping and treating your friend like a therapist, it's personally, for me, I can't do it. I can't do it. I have my own stuff that's going on in my life. I have no problem listening to friends. I have no problem getting you through a tough time. I have no problem. But if you are consistently trauma dumping on me and I don't really have space to share what I'm going through, or it seems unequal and I'm just the therapist friend. You know, we all have that strong friend, but who does a strong friend have to talk to? I don't get along with that. But again, there's a difference. If a friend is going through a hard time and they call you and they need you to listen, they're going through a hard week, they're going through a hard month, you just need to differentiate when it becomes a lot. When it becomes like you're hesitant to call that person now because you know that that part in your day is going to become cloudy. It's going to bring down your mood. You have to just be very careful. You just have to be very careful with that therapist friend trope. Another thing that I look out for is gossiping. Now, I get it. We all go into gossip. We love a kiki. We love it. But if that is all that they're doing, and especially if they're friends with people that you see they're friends with, and then they come right back to you and talk everything all about their business, all about this is constantly, all the time. You don't think they're talking about you, girl? Let's BFFR. Let's BFFR. No, gossiping is low vibrational. It just is. And I'm not saying that I never do it. You know, again, I love a kiki. But if someone is always doing it, again, it's that always doing it, always talking about other people, they're always envious of other people, low vibes, keep it away from me. You have to be picky with who's in your space. You did not just do all of this work with yourself to have somebody influence negative traits coming out of you, negative things. You have done way too much work, girl. Don't let anybody disrupt that. It is okay to, I mean, I could make a whole video on friendship trauma, but it's okay if friends sometimes really do have seasons. Sometimes it's for a year, sometimes it's for 6 months, maybe it's for 10 years. Some friends are really just there. Sometimes people are really just there to teach you a lesson, and that is okay when friendships end. You will find another one, I promise you. Understand why they ended, take the lessons from it, wish them, give them grace, wish them the best, and move on to your life, to make space for other high value women and other high value people to come into your life. Keep in mind also when you're on your friendship journey that different friends for different things. I think when I felt really lonely and I felt like I didn't really have a lot of friends, there was a moment in time where I lost my entire friend group in a day. And I had to really realize as I grew up that there are best friends, the friends that you're so vulnerable with, that know every single little detail. And then there are friends that you just go out to dinner with. And then there are friends that maybe y'all's boyfriends are friends and you're with them in a casual setting. Maybe you have friends that are kind of cross the line from like coworker to like you hang out and you get drinks with them and you get lunch with them. Maybe there are some friends that you go to church with. There can be friends for different things. Not everybody has to be your best friend and needs to know every single little bit about you. I have demoted friends in the past. I definitely have not cut them out of my life, but I've understood like, oh, this is who you are, and that is okay. You don't have to be my everything friend. You really, really don't. And sometimes when you're looking for different things that people can't provide you on their own in their life, just changing your perspective and just being like, okay, you're not the type of friend that I can call up and like sit on FaceTime for 6 hours giggling and laughing. You're really the type of friend where we're gonna talk about some like work stuff. Like we're gonna figure out our life together. Like it's a very type A relationship. And then you have the next friend that you can giggle and you laugh on 6 hours. And then you have the next friend where you really talk about God and spirituality and things like that. It's okay to have different friends for different things. You don't need 10 different everything friends. Also takes the pressure off making friends and being like, okay, this is the one, this is the one. When you make friends, you're like, okay, maybe this is just like my going out friend. Maybe this is my stay in the house movie friend. Just don't be afraid to have different friends for different things. Okay, let me tell you what to look for in a friend. First thing you want to look for is positivity. That person needs to feel like sunlight. That person needs to feel like positive vibes. They can't be low vibrational. They also need to have a positive outlook on life. You know, I found that the friends that I truly value in my life, something might be going wrong in their life, or something might happen, or they're going through a breakup, they're going through a job change, or I tell them something that's going on in my life. It's the friends that are just like, It's gonna be okay. I'm gonna talk you through this. Like, there's always something on the other end. I feel really good talking about them. I love hearing their positive perspectives. I love positivity in my life, and positive friends are something that I hold very, very near and dear to my heart. I also value friends that are individuals. I cannot have somebody, I am not the type of friend to talk to you all day, every single day. And you need to know that about me. I value my space. That is one of my values as a high value. When I value my space, I value my time. I'm very good in concentrated times. When you talk to me, you're gonna get a lot of benefit out of me. But you might not talk to me for a week, and you need to be okay that I'm a very low maintenance friend. Not the type of friend to sit on FaceTime with you every single day, and you need to know that about me. High maintenance friends, I tend to not get along with them because they want to be on FaceTime every single day. They want to go out every weekend. They get mad when you don't invite them to stuff. Whereas I'm more so, I don't really take things personally. I probably will talk to you a couple times a week. I might not be the fastest to respond to text messages. And the friends that accept that about me are the friends that I have a deep respect for. But when you get on FaceTime with me, I'm listening. I'm in the moment with you. I'm getting you through something. I'm positive. I'm there for you. So in turn, I truly value individuals. I value people that are self-sufficient. I value people that don't have to be around somebody 24/7. I value the friends that know when to go home. I value the friends that don't rely on a man or a relationship to make up their identity. I value individuals. I also value people that are also similarly committed to their self-development. They're working out, they're journaling, they have some type of life goal for bettering themselves. They put me onto books, they put me onto podcasts, they send me interesting things, we connect on certain things. Self-development and that self-care. They take themselves out for massages, they like a facial, they love getting their hair done, they like taking care of themselves. Like, I love women like that. Like, yes, take care of yourself. And some of your selfie being like, don't I look good, girl? Yes, you look good. Like, I love those type of friends. I love them. I also value friendships that have a lot of respect in them. Again, this kind of goes back to my time. My friends in my life respect my time. They respect my time, they respect who I am, they respect my story. They never have backhanded compliments. If I'm going through something, they're not gonna tell the next person. There's just a lot of mutual respect, and they respect my decisions. And if I keep going back to this boy, you're not really gonna tell me what to do unless it gets like dangerous, but you're gonna respect that I know to make that right decision. I have to have somebody that listens and that's inquisitive. Do you know how many friends that I used to have where we would sit on FaceTime and talk about them the entire time and they wouldn't ask a single question about you? That's always like blown my mind. How did you just sit up on this phone for 30 minutes and not even ask how my day was, not even ask what's going on in my life? And then secondarily, if you do ask how my day was, somehow you turn the conversation back to you. Like, do you not hear yourself speak? Oh my gosh, it is so annoying when people just sit on the phone and talk about themselves. Like, you have to be inquisitive in my life. This is a conversation. This isn't just a trauma dump, me listening about you. Also value friends that show some type of vulnerability. Vulnerability in their own life, somebody that's empathetic. I think vulnerability is what brings you together. You're connecting on that level when they share things that have happened in their past, when they let you in a little bit deeper. That is something that I respect and that I value and that I hold very, very high. That leads me to communication. If somebody has a problem with you, they don't just ghost you. They don't just ghost you. They don't just cut you off. They don't just do mean things. They don't just unfollow you. They at least try to mend the friendship. They communicate what's bothering them. They're an effective communicator. They allow you a remedy to fix it. Also, the friends that tell you about themselves. If you do find yourself complaining a lot about yourself, having that friend to be like, hey, listen, I see you complaining about yourself a lot. I see you complaining about this and this and this. Like, it kind of makes me uncomfortable, but I do understand like where you're coming from. Let me know how I can help, but let me also be a friend and tell you like, this is not good for you. I had a friendship with two girls and a whole friend group. And I remember one time they told me back in college, they said, it's very, very hard to tell you about yourself. You become very defensive. It's very hard to critique you. It's hard to give constructive criticism. So sometimes we do pull back because we don't even feel like having that conversation because you get very defensive. Now at that time, what did I do? I got very defensive. I'm like, no, I'm not like that. I'm not like that. I always listen. Then a couple years later, I realized that a true friend, if they come to you in a very calm manner and they tell you about yourself, 9 times out of 10, they're not wrong. 9 times out of 10, you're not wrong. And your response in being defensive is because a little part of you knows that it's true. And you know, I did realize that like I do become very defensive when people tell me about myself. I become very, very defensive. And while in that moment, I wish I would have listened, but I was 20 years old. Like I was back in college. I look back on that and I'm like, that is actually something I'm glad that they told me, because now I want to self-correct that. And sometimes people are not always in the time and place to hear what you have to say, and that is okay. But if you do feel like it's on your heart to tell your friend, it effectively communicating it, I don't know, maybe I have a different perspective on it, but I feel like that's the highest form of friendship, highest form of love, when I want to see you become a better you. And I love you enough to not be a yes man. And I love you enough to not sugarcoat things all the time with you. I love you enough to want to see you succeed. And everybody else might tell you that, might let you get away with this, but I love you enough. And then lastly, trust and loyalty. You've got to look for trust and loyalty. You've got to be able to trust that person with the things that you're sharing. You got to be able to trust that person even when y'all are going on a night out. Is that person going to look out for you? Or are they going to be looking at every boy in the room? Like being able to trust that person, having loyalty with that person, like feeling loyalty. They're not going to pillow talk you. Like trust and loyalty is the foundation of friendship. Okay, bestie, let's get into how to actually make these friends. We've worked on ourselves. We know what we want out of a friend. We know what we don't want out of a friend. So let's go get those friends. The first thing I want you to do is I want you to commit yourself to doing one social thing a week or a month, whatever works for you. Try doing one social thing. The second thing I want you to do is I want you to pick something that you are genuinely passionate about. Don't just go to a cafe and waiting for somebody to talk to you. Maybe you're really, really passionate about painting. You go on Facebook, go on TikTok, go on Instagram, online groups, and figure out an event in your area. Find something in your area that surrounds that passion. Go to it alone. Let's say you really like painting. Joining a paint and sip. Joining one of those live model paintings. You're gonna go to this alone. Again, it's very important that you surround it around your passion, because one, you're gonna be comfortable in that space. You're gonna have things to talk about. 2, you're gonna meet people that are also passionate about, so you're gonna have lots of things to talk about. 3, it allows you to actually get out of the house, not just like, oh, I have to drag myself to this coffee shop, or I have to drag myself to this workout class to make friends. Like, no, I'm genuinely passionate about this and I would have gone anyway. Now I'm just going for a different purpose to make friends. Do you know how many questions I get from other women, from other people, how to make friends, how to have confidence? You look about it on YouTube, it's the most talked about subjects. People are always looking at it. If so many people are interested in this subject, understand that everybody is in the same boat as you. So many people want to make friends just like you. So many people want to gain the confidence to go up to people. So first of all, you're gonna shift your mindset, just be like, everybody's in the same boat. Like, no, what's the worst that could happen is me just introducing. Are they just gonna stay silent? It's not gonna happen. They're gonna be eager to make friends just like you. They're gonna be happy that you went up to them first. You gotta assume people will like you. You bring a lot to the table, especially if you've done the work on yourself. Just be like, I am someone to be friends with. Like, people would love being friends with me. Don't walk in there cocky, but assume people will like you. Also, try to be open-minded to the people that you make friends with. They might not look exactly like you. They might not look like exactly like the friend that you have in your head. Be open-minded to the friends that you make. You might be genuinely surprised. So you can do one or two things. The first thing you can do is, cool, you can just introduce yourself. Let's say you're at a paint and sip. You genuinely love to paint. You're at an advanced paint and sip. You go alone. You sit down to someone and just be like, hi, my name is Jazz. I've never been to one of these things before. Is this your first time? Easy. They're gonna be like, yeah, like this is my first time. Or like, no, like I go to these things. They say, yeah, this is my first time. Just like, okay, good. Like I was kind of like nervous. sit down, just be like, oh, like, what are you drinking? Or if they're not drinking anything, just be like, oh, I was actually kind of nervous, like coming to it for myself. Like, I'm just trying to find new people in my area to like be friends with and stuff like that. Or they'd be like, no, like I come to these things. Like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. You come to these things. Are there other events that you can put me onto? Or maybe I can like come to you with an event. I'm trying to like make new friends in the area. Things like that. Love that way. That's an easy way. The second way is my favorite, is my personal favorite way, is the compliment. Compliments go so far. It's such an easy thing. Like, oh my gosh, I love your shirt. Oh my gosh, I've been meaning to try that wine. Is it good? Or oh my gosh, I love your shoes. Oh my gosh, your makeup looks so good. Your hair looks so good. Who do you go to? Your nails look so good. I've been trying to find a nail tech. Like, who do you go to? It's just such an easy segue. Once you start chit-chatting with that person, you develop like a commonality between the two. That's why I say go to a place that you're passionate about, because you can both talk about what you're passionate about. What you're gonna wanna do is after that initial conversation, you just be like, you know, we should totally hang out sometime. Like, I love your vibe, I love your energy. Like, we should definitely hang out one time. A lot of people say this. The issue is nobody is diligent enough to follow up. Now, there's a thin line between being annoying and following up and following up. If their contact information, whether it be their social media, whether it be their email, their phone, text, anything like that, you're going to be diligent. You're not just gonna be like, oh, we should hang out sometime. You're gonna follow up, or maybe hopefully they follow up with you. But you're gonna follow up with them and just be like, hey, so nice meeting you the other day. Let me know if you have any availability next Saturday around 3 p.m. I'd love to have a quick lunch with you. Be very specific. Don't just be like next week. Or if it is next week, let me know your availability next week. Once they tell you availability, put something on the calendar. It might sound crazy, just be like, oh yeah, I am free around Saturday around 3 p.m. Okay, bet, do you mind if I send you a calendar invite? Everyone's gonna be like, no, I don't mind. I don't mind. Send them a calendar invite. It means so much more once it's on a calendar, because it's so easy the night before, the day of, just like, oh, something like came up. And that might happen. But I don't know, there's something about a calendar invite, be like, oh, I have to go to this. Oh, I have to go to this. Now, once you've sent that, once you've followed up, my recommendation for that first friendship date is to do an activity. An activity, you know, if you're just, it's almost like a date. You know, if you can just sit across that person, you might run out of things to talk about. It might be awkward at first, but if you're doing something together, if you're experiencing something together, you're doing something, so you're gonna have something to talk about afterwards. So going out to grab drinks is like fine, but creating that bond with somebody, if you met them at a paint and sip, maybe just be like, oh my gosh, I found this other event in the park. It's like another paint and sip, but it's with like jazz music. Like, it's next Saturday at 3. Do you want to like get some tickets and go? That's an activity. That's fun. Like, try to do something fun. If you met them at a workout class, just be like, you know what? I've been meaning to try bar, or I've been meaning to try berries, or this new workout. Do you want to like go and try something like new together? It makes them excited to try something new. They're trying something new with you. You grab lunch afterwards, you do something afterwards. It makes it so much better to try something new together, or to put them onto something that they haven't tried. Be vulnerable with that person, be respectful, be that high value woman, be that high value friend to that person. And what you put out, hopefully you receive, and you keep trying to cultivate that relationship. And all of a sudden it's natural. All of a sudden y'all is FaceTiming. All of a sudden you meet their friends. All of a sudden they meet your friends. All of a sudden you're going on vacations. All of a sudden you're planning this. That is how you naturally develop friends. You have to be picky with who is in your life, because you deserve the absolute best. You deserve the absolute best. You deserve the best job. You deserve the best relationships in your life. You deserve the best food. You deserve the best vacations. You deserve the best clothes. You deserve to look your best. You deserve to feel your best. You deserve the best. And the people that you surround yourself are the culmination of you. You are who you surround yourself with. So be picky, be diligent, don't compromise your values and your standards, set boundaries within yourself, know what makes you uncomfortable, know what friends make you uncomfortable, and start to attract those high value friendships, those high value women in your life. I truly hope you found this video helpful. Hopefully I dropped some gems. Hopefully it made sense. So if you like content like this, I have a whole bunch of other content on YouTube just like this, and on TikTok and on Instagram. So go ahead and follow me on my other social medias. Everything is just Jazz Turner 16. I would love to connect with you more. And yeah, I hope you found it helpful, and I will see you in the next video. All right, bye y'all.